Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. And yes, I dressed up this morning. This morning's a formal message. It's a formal invitation for you and I to once and for all wake up from any slumber party that we have put ourselves in, anesthetizing ourselves from our truth, doing our best to be good so the world sees us as fitting in when we know that we want to stand out. It's time for us to stand out. You know, this morning I woke up and it was really, really dark. It's 4 a.m. I look over my bedside, and just this morning, I was struck by something that every single morning I could be struck by because it's always on my bedstand. It's a book by Christian D. Larson, an author who wrote well over 100 years ago, Pathway of Roses, a book that literally is so rich with spiritual juice, spiritual truth, spiritual enlightenment. And it's written in such a beautiful way that every path, every faith, every orientation feels welcome by his writing. He also wrote something called the Optimist Creed, and I encourage you to Google it, Optimist Creed by Christian D. Larson. And the Optimist Creed is something I've read literally 1,000, 10,000 times. I read it every time I need an upgrade. I need a checkup from my neck up. I need to open my heart through my mind, remember who I want to be, remember the truth of who I am, and stand in a conviction for it. There's one line in the Optimist Creed that literally is probably the most important thing I've ever read because it just strikes me right where I want to live each and every day. In a time of distraction, a time of judgment, a time of so much darkness, this line will help to keep you on your true north. It'll help your heart to be your compass. It'll help you not to fall prey to anything less than the truth of who you are. The line goes like this: today, let me be so fully consumed with being the person I can be, growing, expanding, and loving. And let me be so much into that experience that at the end of this day, I have no time, no energy to compare myself or judge myself to someone else. Compare or judge myself to someone else because I am so consumed. I am so wrapped up in being everything I came here to be. I see this unrealized potential, the spiritual light that's inside of you, that's inside of me, that's inside of all of us. All I want to do today is turn it all the way up, and I want to be exhausted at the end of this day because I was so into it. I was so present. I was so loving. I was so compassionate. I was so non-judgmental. I was so wildly awake. And yes, at the end of this day, I'm exhausted. I got nothing left. I just laid it out on the field. It was 100% all in. And yes, I fall asleep under the influence of knowing I stood in the space of grace all day, every moment here, being everything that I promised when I took my first vow. My first breath was my first spiritual awakening to what was possible for me. That same possibility is here for you. What will you do with your one precious life? What will you do today? Will you dedicate yourself to such a spiritual quest, to such a spiritual integrity, to such a spiritual character that you're exhausted today? You're so consumed. You're so excited. You're so grateful. You're so loving. And you're exhausted tonight. Got nothing left. Let me be so consumed with becoming the version of myself that is so absolutely entrenched already inside of me, I just have to open up and allow it to be. And tonight, I pray you fall asleep peaceful because you know you lived full out, on purpose, with passion. What a beautiful day to be alive. Your life, my life, our life is up for grabs. Let's seize it like our life depends on it, because it does. Much love. All blessings. Bye for now.